Oops. Hey everyone, my name is Mimi and welcome to my channel. And today I'm going to be reacting to Hell's Paradise Season 1, Episode 17, The Samurai Code and Carnage. Last episode, Gabimaru was training in his style. It was so cool. Chobe and Rian made a deal, I guess. And then we learned more about the island who created these people. There was this hermit called Shufu. He's the one that came to the island and then started mixing Tao and created the Tensen, and Rian and Mei were the original apprentices, I guess, of Shufu. Rian is trying to create the elixir of life. He needs the perfect 10, and that's what he needed Chobe for. And then after they create this 10, they're gonna use the people on the mainland to create the elixir, I guess. That's what I understood from their conversation. And we lost Hoko. Mei was turning into a tree and she absorbed his style, I guess, since he said that he was on the verge of dying, so he might as well um, be useful to her, I guess. And yeah, so I believe that's all that happened last episode. And before we get into this one, no, how can I believe that's all? When the episode was about to end, that's when Shugen and the people from Iwagakure like showed up on shore, and I'm excited for that. So before we get into this episode, if you guys like my reaction, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and please consider supporting me on Patreon at patreon.com/philly and I'll start this episode, and here we go. Okay guys, in case the reaction gets blocked and I had to cut out the reaction itself, you can just look in the pinned comments in the comment section where for the link to the reaction highlight itself, so you can just click on it, watch it, and then you just come back for my review.
Yamada Asaemon Shugen 含めた4名とIwagakure州の精鋭4名があっても我々が控えております。しかしこの人数を御せるのか。それに
The Masmoto face reminds me of Demon Slayer, the people that make the swords.
Yamada Asaemon Kiyomaru 弱いが見たのゆえに段位はありませんが
Oh, Kiyomaru?
Asaemon いすず女性ですが剛剣を振るうつわもの腕は確かな実家殿もいる。腕は確かです。そうか。心配なら剣技を見せましょうか。クソ親父。キヨちゃん。なんならここにいる全員切ってもいい。ご自由に。忍者さんに失礼でしょ。刀しまってキヨちゃん。こいつらこそ大丈夫か。いやいやいや。
We'll see.
お恥ずかしい姿を失礼いたしました。いえ、忍びの命は主のもの。そのもの下船か無礼討ちにいたしましょう。主への忠義を示すために。あとは任せたぞ。とりゃんせとりゃんせ。
What the heck?
じゃ天神様の。忍びには個々の志や心はありません。お役目に入り込んでガビマルを殺せ。お主のやつを殺さねばけじめもつくまい。必ずやガビマルを殺せ。シュゲンさん、あんなやつら信じて。最初から信用などしていない。じゃあ島にいる罪人はどうするの？死罪人は発見次第全員処刑だ。アサエモンは皆俺が連れ帰る。この船が運んでるのは協力者じゃない。さらなる死と混乱ですよ。
He knows. He's been there.
追加上陸。ああ、シュゲンたちかもしれない。そのシュゲンってやつは味方になるか。ええ、きっと山田家でも一番の腕。実戦剣術も一流です。シュゲンなら
タオを認識できているはず。私から学ぼうと熱心だったよ。波と名付けたのも彼だ。
Oh.
いすず、持っていてくれ。獅子狩りには使わない。駆逐艦から教わった。利用すれば解体や破壊は容易。
You learned this from like everybody.
波を見れば生命の構造が推測できると。
Oops.
そんなに強いなら頼もしいな。
I think it's all about it's so strict about the rules, I think.
いいえ、決して問題というわけでは。ただ少し厳しすぎるところがあって。各地に潜伏させた部下たちの所在を固くなに吐かず、そこに呼ばれたシュゲン殿は、すでに捕まっていた部下を目の前で斬首し、潜伏先を吐かせ、見つかった部下も含め、お喜びになった将軍様に、特別な装束と、名刀振りぶつ金明を賜り。
悪党は皆殺しか。
Yeah.
なかなか生かしてるじゃねえか。
Maybe not to you.
詐欺の初恋の人だもんね。
Huh?
何その話？
Huh?
お嫁さんになりたいの。子供の頃の話です。まあ、憧れはありました。私が山田の段位を許されたのも、シュゲン殿のおかげで。
彼女の素晴らしい技前を認めないなら、私も自らの段位を誇れません。お前たちの剣をそれ以外で汚す必要はないさ。サジは兄弟子に任せておきなさい。
事情を知ればきっと力になってくれます。
No,
いや、そうとは思う。
I don't think so.
シュゲンが処刑したのはヤクザ20名と一家全員だ。
ですから20名の。
違う。彼らの親族、老いた両親。合わせて100名以上。
なんてこと。お前だけを処刑しても、その業は家族へ受け継がれてしまうだろう。悪因は個人の心のみならず、育った環境より生じるからだ。
侍としての彼は好きだし、友人だ。だがきっと、シュゲンは知罪人を。
Yeah.
島の状況を知れば、なおのこと。
幼くして親を殺されたお前が、何の因果がここに引き取られるとは。
殺した人間はまだ捕まっていない。いつかそいつの首を切れるかも。理解できません。剣は下手な方がいい。
For the suffer.
何度も切り込んで首が落ちる。その方が苦しんで死ぬでしょ。
私が研ぐから。憎しみをすぐに消すのは難しかろうが、それでも歯を潰したいなら潰せばいい。何度でも私が研ぐ。楽しみだ。
Oh.
辛いけど進みましょう。他の者の安否も気になります。
そうだな。行こう。
はい。
奇妙な連中だ。それほどの男ということか。いや、奇妙というならこの男も。
Jika, right?
腹の内はまるで読めん。隙を見て目的を達成する。あの人ならこの程度の島で死にはしない。
できる限り生かして捕まえろ。
Is that a Doshi?
天仙様にお伺いを立てる。
Do you know Tao? Ooh, nice. That was such sort of a beautiful kind of dance.
素晴らしい技前。
Interesting.
では我々も荒鍵そいつを仕留めろ。この力は山田様にはかなわぬでしょうが、忍びは軍隊、複数でことをなす者、かなり英雄も数にはかないません。これが子で劣る下人の戦い方です。
Y'all getting? Hmm. So you're like at the lowest, going by Naruto standards. Yeah, dude is pissed. Ooh, 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 ooh. Well, Aizen is not there to.
皆殺しにしてやる。なるべく苦しませて。
He's crying blood.
お前は殺して手土産にする。私が次戦に昇格するためのな。お前たちの再生能力にも限界があるのだな。ああ、まあ、修験や。新種の化け物も出たことだし、ここら辺で一旦本土へ報告。
He just wants to go and leave.
今も刀を抜きませんでしたね。
抜けないんだよ。知ってるだろう。
Why can't he?
落ち着いてし
Why can't he?
すみませんでした。高ぶるあまり、兄弟子に失礼な態度を。山田門下に手を出せばどうなるか知らしめねば。そのためにも情報は必須。
霧のように見えるのは濃いタオの粒。その作用で島の異変は察知できても、
ここから先は二手に分かれた方がいいと思う。
Mm-mm.
立て
戦薬を取りに行く班と脱出経路を確保する班だ。
感染対策があるってのか。
私の推測をもとに彼女にも確認した。には属性がある。各属性には相性、有利、不利が存在し、存在といえど他を力の源とする限り、この法則からは逃れられない。
するってどこまで？こっちが死なない保証はあんの？
譲り派の言い分ももっともだ。所詮我々は成り行きの集まりだ。は何者か、あるいは予期せぬ要素があるかもしれない。この先は何が、だからどう行動するかは個人で決めた方がいい。いや、なんかもっとこ
Okay.
う、もう少し悩んだ方。
Oh, all of them?
だけ無駄だったな。帰る気があるなら協力するのが一番合理的だ。
僕らは役目を全うするだけ。
最後まで見届ける。
正直安心したよ。仲間は多い方がいい。全員で脱出しよう。
Wait.
今この時こそが最大にして最後の好機。
This is not like the final episode or right? Okay. Phew. I don't know, the way that ended, I'm like, what? Have they been ending it like that previously? And I just didn't notice. It just felt like the way a final episode or something would end. Yeah. But that's the next episode, so yay. But Shugen is intense. I said it previously when they showed him, and then he seemed like he was crying like at everything, and he was so intense when it came to Jika. And I'm like, boy, this guy seems really intense. And this episode, wow. Okay, so based on his history, so it seems like someone killed his parents or something. He was recruited by the Asaemon, especially Aizen. He's the one that taught him to smooth out his edges, his hatred. Because at first, the assignment's rule is that you need to kill the person, the condemned, with a painless kill, you know. And having just joined the assignment, he's filled with hatred, and he's like, why would you want it to be painless? The um the sword should have jagged edges so that when you try to uh cut off their heads, it can be like multiple cuts, and then they can suffer along the way. That's how he's looking at it. And Isn't is like, if you um create I guess, jagged edges on your sword, I'll smooth them out, you know. And he's thinking, okay, as long as time passes and with training and with me there, he's gonna be able to, you know, teach him how to manage his hatred, I guess, and not be so. I want these people to hurt when I kill them. And then he comes ashore, and the first person that he sees dead is Aizen. And of course, he is angry. He is pissed. And when it seemed like a doshi showed up and then summoned all the Soshin, and he was there first, right? Praying, I guess, over Aizen and everything. And then the other two that were there when the Soshin started attacking, they're like, he's grieving, okay? And then they were dispatching of the Soshin, letting um, Shugen grieve and still pray and whatnot. But then there was an attack that was coming at him, and he just like, dispatched of it like, really quickly. He stood up and faced this Doshi, and of course, the Doshi was no match for him. And as the wait, did he break the edges? Did he create the jagged edges before he faced the Doshi, or did he create it after and then he was using it to torture him into giving him information about the island and everything? I don't know, but either way, Aizen is not there to smooth out the edges anymore. Okay, his hatred is, and yeah. Um, they also talked about him and the fact that he learned basically Tao from Shion, and he's the one that named his sixth sense or the Tao, the waves. And then he also learned things from Fuchi, you know. So it's like I feel like he gathered knowledge from all these amazing assignments, you know. He has a natural talent, it seems like, and then he learned the waves from Shion, and then he probably learned scientific things from Fuchi, and that's how when he first came on the island, and then this Soshin was like in front of him, and he gave out his sword and then just like faced the Soshin by itself without the sword, and like reading the waves and using Fuchi's scientific method, I guess, to kill this Soshin and whatnot pretty easily. And then they also talked about what made him famous, I guess. And it's because there was this Yakuza that refused to give out information, and then Shugen came in there and they said that he killed his um his clan, which they thought or Sagiri thought was just like 20 members. And she was like, no, this is something that even the Asaemon know that to talk about, but it's not just 20 people. It's women and children and all of that. And they showed it. And he's like, in his mind, he's like, okay, these Yakuza are evil. And their claim is probably the environment is sort of like evil. So we don't want to let these children grow up to be evil. So let's just kill each and every one of them. I'm like, okay. So that's why when they were talking about Shugen, and I think it was Gabimaru that was asking whether he was gonna join them or not be an ally. And she answered, nah, I don't think so. And I don't think so either. Because even before they got onto the island, he told the others to kill every criminal there. Okay. And then you hear the backstory, and then it's like, nah, he's not gonna be an ally. And he even may be an enemy to us, the Asaemon, for having helped these criminals, you know. And I could see it. Like the other Sagiri and what was the girl's name? The other Asaemon, Isuzu. They're like looking at um Shugen with dewy eyes or whatever. They said that he was her first love. But it is just the admiration of how he feels like he's so, they were saying, kind. And I feel like he's kind to the people that he wants to be kind to. But he's, I feel like there's no gray when it comes to him. There's no in the middle. You're either good or you're either bad. I either care and protect you or I'm going to turn against you. I feel like that's the kind of person that he is. And the assignment, he considers the assignment his family, right? But that's to the extent that you are following the assignment rules, their rules, and whatnot. The moment you start associating with criminals, then you're no longer part of the people that he needs to protect. You're gonna become an enemy. That's the kind of person that he is. There is no gray here. There is no Nurugai is a kind girl and whatnot. She's been branded a criminal, so she's a criminal, so I'm gonna kill her. That's the kind of person that he is. It's not like Shion that can look behind, that can look past all those things and see the goodness in people's heart. He's not like that. So yeah, they're gonna have problems when they come face to face with Shugen. Now I'm wondering because at one point they were saying that the Fushi is the one that said it, that the mist, I guess, in the air is Tao, and that they can use that to sense who people coming on shore and whatnot, but you don't know who it is. So how the heck did they come to the conclusion that Shogun was coming? Oh, I think it was Shion that said that there was some kind of contingency plan where Shogun was going to be the second wave or something or other like that. Uh, I think that's where it came from. Okay. They also talked about what these ninjas wanted. They were sent there to kill Gabimaru. Why? What am I saying? Why? I feel like I'm so I forgot the original reason why they wanted to kill Gabimaru in the first place. Why he was up for execution. I know he said that oh, I think he said that he wanted to leave the village, and the chief wasn't okay with that, and then he set him up or something or other. I think, and the chief is like he thought that they were gonna kill him during the execution thingy or whatever, but he didn't anticipate him being sent on this island, and that's why he's sending all these people there in order to go and kill him. And the woman Genin, the chief said something about them wanting to kill Gabimaru, like looking forward to killing him. And when he did, he was saying that they were focusing on the woman. And I'm like, why exactly? Was there a particular reason why this particular woman wants to kill Gabimaru? Or is it because he defected? Or is it just that? Or is there a particular reason that's related to her in particular? I don't know. And then when they were on the boat, and the the younger Asaemon, Kiyomaru, Kiyomaru just like went on the attack when it came to the ninjas, and none of them moved. And then that particular one took off his mask, and he's like, "We are just tools, and if you told us to jump over the water, we're gonna jump or something or other in order to prove our loyalty. And then Kiyomaru's like, okay, you do it. And then he just like killed himself right there. I'm like, what the heck is okay, okay. Um as I was watching this episode, I'm like, yay, there was no tension in this episode. But then at the end there, when Shion was talking about, okay, there are things happening on this island, and if you want to join me or whatever. And then they showed a few scenes, I guess, of Chobe, and I'm guessing the people there looked like Tensen, and then they were holding some kind of ball or something or other. I'm assuming they, after we learn more about Chobe's style and whatnot, they are not creating the perfect 10. Um, is there anything else? I don't think so. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. And if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you want to see more reaction to the next episode, the link is gonna be in the pinned comment in the comment section. So you can just click on it and you can watch it right now. And you can also pick up with all my previous Lost Paradise episodes. There's a playlist in the comment as well. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. Bali ho kaya hai do, kali bali ho kaya hai do, duniya se mera kali bali ho kaya hai do.